Hi, my name is Diana Gruber, and I'm excited to talk to you today about habits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you about habits, and specifically, I'm going to share with you a concept called micro-stepping. So let's start with the bigger picture. What is a habit? What happens is when we do things in our life, whether it's eat a bowl of breakfast every morning or whether it's, walk our dog or whatever it is, a neural pathway gets used. So as we are doing habitual actions in our life, we start reinforcing those neural pathways, and this leads to automated behavior. It's where you get out of bed and the first thing you do, even if you're kind of still half asleep, you pull down that box of cereal, or your dog, is at the door and you open it and take them for a walk because it's just something that becomes a part of your life. It's an automated behavior and you don't even need to think about it. And so why is this important? Why do habits matter? Well, since most of our actions are automatic, it's really important to learn how to have our actions be aligned with things we want to do. So be intentional first so that we can ingrain this in our brain to make it be automatic. So we're going to teach you here how to engineer habits. You're going to learn how to engineer. If you learn how to engineer your habits, at the end of the day, you are creating your life. You're engineering your life because your life is a collection largely of your habits. You are your habits. So how do we actually break this down in a way that's actionable for us to do? How do you start a habit? Well, we have a method that we call micro-stepping. So let's give some examples. I'd like for you to go ahead and think of a habit you want to have. I'll give you just a couple seconds to think of an improved habit you want to have in your life. So something that's pretty common for a lot of people is, working out every day. Or let's use one that has to do with more sort of the thinking domain. Let's think about maybe learning a foreign language, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down in a step-by-step way. So what we would do, you're not going to learn Spanish, for example, all in one day. Obviously, learning Spanish is a series of micro steps that would lead to that outcome. You're not going to build a muscle and get really buff and really ripped or really lean or whatever your goal is in your workout. You're not going to do that all in one workout, right? It's going to be the accumulation of a lot of different steps that you're taking, going to the gym. But even before you go to the gym, you need to actually leave your house, right? And then as you go into the gym, you need to check into the gym. So you can see how even just the idea of a workout can be broken down into smaller steps. So we're going to break it down into micro steps that take a ridiculously small amount of energy and a small amount of time. And we're going to have you repeat these micro steps every day for a month, okay? So if your goal is to get fit and to work out more, then you'll just start with maybe just even one push-up every morning. Or if you want to learn a language, maybe you download an app and you make sure that you spend 5 minutes a day on that app. So breaking it down into really, really tiny steps, micro steps. And the reason that this works is, well, it's actually several reasons. First of all, we're going back to the neuropsychology of re-strengthening neural networks, but also there's an aspect of it that has to do with not being intimidated, right? Learners, and especially adult learners, we don't like to feel dumb. We don't like to feel overwhelmed, right? So making these micro steps be something that you incorporate into your everyday life and having them be at the beginning, small steps, low stakes. It's something that we can have a quick hit, a quick win. And what happens when we get that quick win is that we also produce endorphins. We produce dopamine. We get this sort of rush and sort of satisfaction that we get from saying, I have a small win. And that in turn makes us be more likely to keep doing that habit and eventually actually reach our final goal.